Have you ever wished to receive therapy but then realized you may not be able to pay for it? Or perhaps wish that you can provide therapy services to those who need it but cannot afford it? Blink Therapy satisfies all of these thoughts that you may be having and is the first ever nonprofit organization that provides free therapy services to all in the blink of an eye. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our nonprofit organization proposal presentation. We are Blink Therapy, and our team consists of
Ivan Kravchuk, CEO.
Nicolette Sirigalia, PR Advertising Manager,
Paola Malagon, fundraising specialist, and
Andrew Bach, therapist, locator, and recruiter.
Today, you will be hearing about our nonprofit proposal to ensure that therapy is available for those who seek it in the blink of an eye. We are each exceptionally credible to create this nonprofit because we have each individually researched the main topics needed to succeed, such as the nearby community that needs our assistance the most, what services we can provide to help this community the best, also found employees who offer their services by volunteering, and lastly, we maintained a budget throughout the entirety of this project and ensured our budget would keep us on track. This presentation will be valuable to you because we will explain just how our nonprofit organization will benefit the people of the Buffalo Grove community, as we have researched why this town would be best for our nonprofit company. Today, we will show you the needs and problems of Buffalo Grove and persuade you how our company will help the citizens of our community, specifically by explaining our nonprofit organization's structure, choice of building, branding, marketing plan, financial analysis, SWOT analysis, a brief plan of action for startup, and recommendations for potential growth. Now let's get started with Paola, who will introduce Buffalo Grove's needs and problems.
thank you, Nick. First, I will go into the major problems and needs of the community by giving some stats and facts about Buffalo Grove, and most importantly, some stats on why concentrating on mental health is an important issue to address within the community. First, let me start with a few stats on Buffalo Grove. These are the demographics data collected from the worldpopulationreviews.com. The overall poverty rate of Buffalo Grove is 3.36%. The following two is what drove us to pick Buffalo Grove as the location to start Blink Therapy, as one of our AIM services is to help veterans with PTSD. The veteran poverty rate is 3.67%, and the veteran disability rate is 27.15%. These are just a few of statistics found on Buffalo Grove. Yet what we found absent is the information on mental health. This itself is already shocking since the mental health has been on the rise since the past year. Youth mental health has been worsening. 9.7% of the US have severe depression compared to 9.2% in the last year's data set. Even before COVID-19, the prevalence of mental illness among adults was increasing. Suicidal ideation among adults is increasing. There is still an unmet need for mental health treatment among young youth and adults. The percentage of adults with mental illness who are uninsured increased for the first time since the passage of the Affordable Care Act. Through Blink Therapy, we hope to lessen these statistics and help people who need that mental health care. Now that I've told you about the problems of our town, I will turn it over to Andrew and Ivan, how our company will help the community.
Thanks, Paula. Next, we'll go over a brief overview and branding of our company and how our company will help the community with its product services offered to the citizens of the community.
For our vision is to improve the overall mental health of those within this community and lower education dropout rates and suicide rates.
Our mission statement: Blink Therapy hopes to ensure that therapy is not a service in which someone has to pay for or face difficulty in receiving, but instead is accessible in the blink of an eye.
As for our target audience, we want to be reaching low-income families and individuals who may not be able to afford traditional therapy, victims of trauma-filled experiences, active and veteran soldiers and or first responders who suffer from PTSD, people who have recently lost a loved one, people struggling with depression or other mental disorders.
One of our products and services we wish to offer is animal therapy. In an excerpt from an article by Medical News Today, animal therapy builds on a concept called the human-animal bond, which describes people's desire to interact with and relate to animals. For many people, by interacting with a friendly animal, they can form a bond with them, and this bond can produce a calming state in the person. We want to provide a sense of calmness to our customers and help them build trust in themselves with previously contested topics. Another therapy we want to offer is prolonged exposure therapy, which actually helps customers and victims face negative feelings. Cognitive processing therapy, which helps reframe negative thoughts about traumatic events. And eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy, which actually uses a back and forth movement, either like a wagging finger or a blinking light, to help also process trauma while bringing it to mind while under the effects of this back and forth movement.
Another therapy we will be offering is music therapy. Music allows people to express emotions in ways that cannot be done in an otherwise more traditional manner. And with that, we will show our patients that music can heal them for when they don't have the words to talk about their personal concerns. Music therapy has been tested and shown to be an effective method to help both mental and physical symptoms of various ailments, such as multiple sclerosis and Alzheimer's. According to the American Music Therapy Association team and Platt, music therapy can both assess and enhance cognitive, social, emotional, and motor functioning. And studies have shown positive results among individuals who have intellectual or physical difficulties, brain injuries, or Alzheimer's. This type of therapy has also been used in the treatment of physical ailments such as cancer and hypertension. Also, according to the American Music Therapy Association team and Platt, research has shown that music therapy may have an impact on both the physical and mental symptoms of MS, as well as some of the emotional challenges that can be associated with the condition, including depression, low self-esteem, and anxiety. MS is a chronic condition for which there is currently no cure.
Thank you, Andrew. Now, we'll go over our proposed marketing plan for our nonprofit organization and explain how each phase of the plan will promote the company and help our community. We want to reach out and spread the word about Blink Therapy in 4 main ways. Our first way is social media campaigns by spreading and trying to trend hashtags like Buffalo Grove Therapy and Blink Therapy BG, either on Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. The second way is a social outreach program or programs at local elementary schools and high schools. Our third way is a social outreach program with local veteran nonprofit chapters. And our fourth way is a social outreach program with the local police department, all hopefully helping spread the word about Blink Therapy. Now that we've told you about our company and our services, I'll turn it over to Nikki.
Thanks, Ivan. Next, we will go over the organizational structure of our nonprofit. In terms of our governing board, we are going to establish a hybrid governing board so that we keep a democratic approach while also ensuring our initial board members are going to help push the big mission and vision that we have in mind for Blink Therapy. Our hybrid governing board model ensures that we use the environment around us and are constantly adapting to changes, proving our flexibility as a company. In terms of our leadership approach, Blink Therapy is providing a servant leadership. Within this style of leadership, our leaders will listen, show awareness, and strive to focus on the growth and well-being of the team as a whole. In reference to the 17 indisputable laws of teamwork by John C. Maxwell, our nonprofit will follow the law of respect, the law of the inner circle, and the law of empowerment. With this, we will command greater respect than others do, bring stronger people around them than others do, and empower our team members more than others do. Lastly, our staff will consist of therapist volunteers, advertisement specialists, and professionals throughout our products and services, overall compiling about 100 employees in total. All of our therapists are volunteers and are mainly either recent graduates looking for an internship or an opportunity to be in the field for experience, and/or retired professional therapists who are looking to help their community by volunteering their skills for our program. In order to become a therapist at Blink Therapy, there is an extensive training requirement, proof of certification, and an approved background check to be sure that they are eligible for the position. As it is working alongside mental health concerns, so we take a huge consideration in all of our volunteers. We ensure their knowledge on our products and services, our vision, and our overall goal for the company so that they can succeed and further our practice. Along with our therapist volunteers, we hire specialists for ad campaigns, product releases, and so on, which are more than likely paid for their services. For example, our virtual reality program included a technological person to run the system, and he was a great help to ensuring the product worked correctly each time as it was being used by our therapists, and then they could focus entirely on the patient. To add, we partner with the local animal shelter to fulfill our animal therapy services, which helps patients create a bond with an animal, resulting in higher adoption rates for their adoption services as well. Now that I've told you about our proposed organizational structure of our company, Andrew will continue on with our next section.
Thanks, Nikki. In this section, we will go over our choice of location for our nonprofit organization in our community. It is located at 720 West Lake Cook Road, Buffalo Grove, Illinois. The square footage of the location is 6,115 feet. The price comes out to $815,000, which is also $133 per square foot. The building was formerly a restaurant, but we thought that it was just the right size and structure to be repurposed to fit our nonprofit organization's needs. The location is near other health and wellness offices, so it is an ideal place for us to put a therapy office to serve the people of Buffalo Grove. We plan to use the front area inside of the building at the entrance as a receptionist / front desk waiting area. We also plan to have separate rooms constructed that are dedicated to the different types of services that we offer, such as music therapy, animal therapy, and more. It was our intention to location that is small and feels like home, because we want everyone who comes to Blink Therapy to feel welcome and feel like they are getting personalized, direct help in a comforting environment. Now that I've told you about our proposed housing arrangement, Paola will go over our financial analysis.
Thanks, Andrew. Next, we will go over our financial analysis and proposed financial plan for our nonprofit. The primary way that we will fund the organization will be through grants, social media, and fundraising. First, the thing I want to note, after some research, I found out how much the cost of a new organization would be. According to Katie Sell, writer of the article, A Social Media Budget Breakdown for Every Size of Business, noted that a small business will spend an average of $30,000 a year. On top of that, we need to add the cost for leasing a building and any other expenses. These numbers may seem high, but we would easily be able to gain funding through applying for grants. After research, I found that since we're actively trying to work on issues like mental health, there are many grants available that we could use for our nonprofit. Some grants available are the USDA Rural Enterprise Grant Program that can offer to almost $1 million in gross revenue. Another grant is called Advanced Laboratories for accelerating the reach and impact of treats for youth and adults with mental illness. The maximum award reaching $1,500,000. With the initial sum of money, it could help us invest in building awareness for Blink Therapy through the use of social media. Once we establish a small but firm community, we can better use PR as a means to ask the community for donations through working with schools. This will give us a chance to fundraise alongside the community for the nonprofit as well. Overall, the outlook with getting funding for Blink Therapy looks to be in our favor. Now that we told you about our proposed financial analysis, I will go on to the next section of our SWOT analysis. We will discuss our SWOT analysis of our nonprofit, starting with Andrew with the strengths.
Blink Therapy offers many benefits to the community in terms of mental health and overall well-being. It is an organization that makes therapy accessible to all regardless of economic status. The nonprofit aims to provide people with free therapy and mental wellness services because it believes that mental health should not go unchecked. Not only does the organization provide an easy and accessible way for people to get the help they need, but it also allows therapists in training to volunteer with the opportunity to gain valuable experience in their field while serving the Buffalo Grove community. According to Worth 2019, strengths and weaknesses of the organization may be analyzed in terms of assets or competencies. That is, what resources does it have or lack, and what does it do well or poorly? This quote sums up what it makes an organization strong, and we believe that our organization has the resources necessary to be a successful service to the community. Now moving on to Paola to talk about the weaknesses.
The main weaknesses that Blink Therapy will have at the start of being founded stems from the fact that it's such a young organization. We have to be wary of overworking staff and be wise with recruitment, as that will be initially difficult due to the lack of brand awareness. According to Worth, issues that go to the heart of the organization's core business and which may involve a fundamental change in products or services, customers or clients, service or distribution channels, services that add new identity or image, etc. This is telling us that we need to adapt and strive to change things to be able to overcome these weaknesses. And once we work through this phase, Blink Therapy will be able to provide so much to the community. Now I will let Nikki talk about opportunities.
The opportunities are endless for Blink Therapy. We are constantly improving our services and products, and by doing so, we are keeping up with the opportunities that come our way. To start, as mentioned before, we will partner with Kay's Animal Shelter nearby to incorporate animal therapy throughout our program, as well as partnering with Musicians Weekly to ensure the patients receive a professional set of music therapy. By changing and adapting to our environment each couple of months, we can better coincide with our patients and our atmosphere around us. As said in the article, How Nonprofits Benefit from Embracing Change Management, it's not so much a specific role or function, but a necessary competency for each company to have a firm grasp on to avoid even greater ripples affecting the organization due to scrambling or miscommunication. In total, opportunities allow our company to expand, and Blink Therapy is always looking to adapt to changes in order to improve the company. Now moving on to Ivan to talk about the threats.
Thank you, Nikki. One of our biggest threats facing the accomplishment of establishing Blink Therapy include potential delays or operation halts from lack of funding or waiting on red tape when it comes to receiving grants, which are relied on heavily for the purchasing of the property and hiring of the staff. According to Cougar Mountain Software, restricted funds can be tricky to manage, and donors want to have confidence that their money is being used appropriately. The only other threat would be nearby physical therapy practices that are already established. Although we wouldn't offer physical therapy at first, it could become a potential threat. Now that we went over the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of our company, we will go over a brief action plan. Our plan of action is this. After finding an issue, which we have found, is providing therapy to those in Buffalo Grove, we would like to create a nonprofit. Afterwards, we would draft bylaws governing how our nonprofit would operate. We would create an image, register as a charity, which would be very simple in our startup. We would need to be able to receive grants and certain things only registering as a charity would provide us. We would then build relationships either with other wealthy fundraisers and other companies that can help start us up. We would raise funds at events and help gain what we need in order to hire staff and locate property. And after we've located a property, which we have, we would go ahead and purchase it, hire the staff, designate those rooms, market ourselves with the already mentioned social media and marketing plans. And then we would go ahead and take care of our annual compliance requirements that every nonprofit has to. And now that we've went over a brief action plan or a brief plan of action for our company, we will end our proposal with recommendations for potential growth with the vision of our company. Now, as for our recommendations, this is our future outlook of the vision of the company. Number one, after a relationship is built with veteran nonprofit or nonprofits nearby Buffalo Grove, we can start a program to help get veterans outside of Buffalo Grove help. And after setting up our operations, we would like to pursue a program with the local elementary schools and high schools to promote mental health awareness. And after that, lastly, our last recommendation would be work with the Buffalo Grove Police Department to offer free services to their workforce to help those who deal with stressful operations. Now, on to Nikki, who will conclude for us.
In conclusion, today we informed you about the needs and problems of Buffalo Grove and persuaded you on how our company will help the citizens of our community, specifically by explaining our nonprofit organization's organizational structure, choice of building, branding, marketing plan, financial analysis, SWOT analysis, a brief plan of action for startup, and recommendations for potential growth. We urge you to invest in our company because Buffalo Grove needs your assistance in bringing mental health services to those who really need it, yet cannot afford it. We are here to help, and we hope to improve the overall mental health awareness within this town so more people can get the help that they deserve. We appreciate your time today and thank you for listening. We hope to hear back from you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.